10 Wrong Michael Burry Predictions, Market Crash and Other Wrong Predictions. Michael Burry, the investor who predicted the stock market crash of 2008 and made billions by betting against subprime mortgages during the financial meltdown, has become somewhat of a legend in the finance world. He runs the California-based hedge fund Scion Asset Management with over $1.3 billion in assets under management. Over the past few years, as the market goes on a bull run, buoyed by incredible numbers posted by technology firms, Burry has repeatedly warned investors of another looming financial crisis. Welcome back to Investor Secrets. Today we're going to talk all about Michael Burry's market crash and other predictions that were wrong. So let's get right into it. Burry, with a personal net worth of over $300 million, is one of the most successful money managers in the world. However, it seems like his obsession with market crashes has led him down a rabbit hole from which he cannot emerge. In the past few years, he has made multiple predictions around market crashes, cryptocurrencies, retail investors, and meme stocks that have all proved to be false, damaging his credibility irreparably. Perhaps disappointed at his recent record, Burry has even deactivated his Twitter account. The investor deactivated his account after he faced criticism over his bleak outlook on the economy from internet users. Burry still engages with the mainstream media, mostly through email interviews, though the audience that accepts his worldview has thinned in recent months. Some of the top stocks in his portfolio, discussed in detail here and there, include Alphabet Inc., Facebook Inc., and the Kraft Heinz Company, among others. Burry is one of the few investors who have been immortalized through Hollywood. He was the subject of the film The Big Short that captured his 2008 crisis prediction and the money he made through it. In the decades since the crisis, the market dynamics have changed remarkably, with technology stocks dominating the S&P 500 and investors like Burry, who avoid unnecessary risk and like to make profits by betting on value plays, have pushed to the periphery as retail investors take center stage in the finance world. The entire hedge fund industry is feeling the reverberations of the changing financial landscape. Its reputation has been tarnished in the last decade, during which its hedged returns couldn't keep up with the unhedged returns of the market indices. With this context in mind, here's our list of the 10 times Michael Burry's market crash predictions were wrong. These were ranked keeping in mind the timing of the prediction, the nature of the crash predicted, and the market dynamics following the prediction. Burry has deleted some of the predictions from his Twitter handle since he made them, but they're still a part of public record through news platforms that covered them when they were made. Index funds are like subprime CDOs. Burry told news publication Bloomberg through an email interview in September 2019 that index fund inflows were distorting prices for stocks and bonds in much the same way that CDO purchases did for subprime mortgages more than a decade ago. The investor, who had made billions by betting against CDOs during the financial crisis of 2008, said it would be ugly when the flows reversed. However, index funds have continued to generate record returns over the past 2 years, proving Burry wrong. One of the top holdings in the Burry portfolio is SunCoke Energy Inc., the Illinois-based raw material processing company. At the end of March, Burry owned more than 1.1 million shares in SunCoke Energy Inc., worth more than $7.7 million. At the end of the first quarter of 2021, 22 hedge funds in the database of Insider Monkey held stakes worth $86 million in SunCoke Energy Inc., up from 19 in the preceding quarter, worth $65 million. Just like Alphabet Inc., Facebook Inc., and the Kraft Heinz Company, SunCoke Energy Inc. is a top holding in the Scion portfolio. Issued 25 to 50% Tesla shares at current ridiculous price. While Tesla Inc. was on a record rally at the turn of the year, Burry put a damper on the hopes of those who wished to see the stock climb even higher. He took to social networking platform Twitter to say that he was shorting the stock and that the electric vehicle maker was ridiculously overpriced, advising Musk to issue shares to finance debt. However, Tesla Inc. continued to rally despite the bearish Burry prediction, jumping from a 526% rally at the time to over 700% in the coming months, before taking a breather in April. The stock has recorded a slump in recent weeks amid a massive sell-off in electric vehicle stocks. However, the basic business of the firm continues to deliver. In June, the firm posted vehicle delivery numbers for the second quarter, reporting 201,250 deliveries over the period, just below market estimates of around 230,000 deliveries, but topping the key 200,000 milestone. A premier holding of the investor is Now Inc., the oil drilling firm headquartered in Texas. At the end of the first quarter of 2021, Burry owned 700,000 shares in Now Inc. that were worth $7 million. Out of the hedge funds being tracked by Insider Monkey, New York-based investment firm Renaissance Technologies is a leading shareholder in Now Inc. with 5.7 million shares worth more than $58 million. Alongside Alphabet Inc., Facebook Inc., and the Kraft Heinz Company, Now Inc. is also a top holding in the Scion portfolio. Tesla Inc. rally similar to past internet housing bubbles. After his initial prediction on Tesla Inc. failed to materialize, Burry tried again in January 2021, again using Twitter to tell his followers that the stock would fall like the housing and internet bubbles of the past. He also took the opportunity to take a swipe at Tesla Inc. bulls, telling them to enjoy the bubble while it lasted. This was the second time Burry faced humiliation on his Tesla Inc. prediction, as the automaker continued to rally and make owner Musk the richest man in the world in the coming days. On July 13th, investment advisory Goldman Sachs maintained a buy rating on the stock with an $860 price target. Burry is shorting Tesla and buying Zymeworks Inc., the Canadian biotechnology firm. At the end of March, Burry owned 281,018 shares in Zymeworks Inc. that were worth around $8.8 million. At the end of the first quarter of 2021, 27 hedge funds in the database of Insider Monkey held stakes worth $473 million in Zymeworks Inc., down from 28 in the preceding quarter, worth $688 million. Zymeworks Inc. is also a top holding in the Scion portfolio. Speculation and betting have driven market to brink of collapse. After failed predictions on Tesla Inc., Burry used Twitter again in February 2021 to warn his followers that he feared that the market was on the brink of collapse, saying that passive investing, the spike in the trade of bull options, and speculative stock bubbles had taken the market to a knife's edge, highlighting soaring debt to drive his point home. However, this prediction did not come true as well, as over the next few months, the market continued on a post-pandemic bull run without anything resembling a crash. Meanwhile, Burry is bullish on Ingles Markets Incorporated, the regional supermarket chain based in North Carolina. At the end of the first quarter of 2021, Burry owned 150,000 shares in Ingles Market Incorporated, worth $9.2 million. Out of the hedge funds being tracked by Insider Monkey, New York-based investment firm Gamco Investors is a leading shareholder in Ingles Markets, with 851,802 shares worth more than $52 million. The top spots in the Scion portfolio are occupied by firms like Alphabet Inc., Facebook Inc., and the Kraft Heinz Company, as well as Ingles Markets Incorporated. Bitcoin is a speculative bubble, poses risk. Piling onto his failures, Burry next took aim at Bitcoin, the most popular cryptocurrency in the world, the next month. In March, he tweeted that Bitcoin was a speculative bubble that posed more risk than opportunity, despite most of the proponents being correct in their arguments for why it was relevant at this point in history. He also said the current price of the coin was unsustainable. This prediction did not come true as well, as the coin rallied to a record high of around $64,000 in the coming weeks, before taking a breather towards the end of April. One of the top holdings in the Burry portfolio is Core Civic Inc., the Nashville-based firm that owns and operates private prisons. At the end of March, Burry owned more than 1.1 million shares in Core Civic Inc., worth $9.9 million. If you guys enjoyed this video or think it was valuable, then don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified first. Also, feel free to let us know your thoughts about the next video in the comments section down below. See you soon. Bye.